What are you drinking, Jenabelle? Is that water or is that tequila? I'm kidding. What are you drinking? What are you drinking? What are you drinking? Chug it, chug it, chug it, chug it, chug it. I'm kidding. ¿Qué estás tomando? What are you drinking? I'm kidding. You're drinking water. I know. Oh, I saw y'all. Where did y'all go? Did I lose y'all?
Sir, I had a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So when I was uploading the files right now, it took time and it turned in at like 10:31. Is that okay?
That's fine. 10:31. That's fine.
Yeah. I was like, oh God. Okay.
All right. I'll take off 1,000 points. Don't worry. What we'll do is the points that you make, we'll spread it out and give it to everyone else. How's that? Does that sound like a good deal?
And they give me their points too. I'm just kidding.
No, just it only works one way. Está bien. I miss iPhone. That's fine.
Sir, did you get my message?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
Well,
is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure, and I don't know how to.
Why'd you wake up your husband for?
Because I don't know how to do it because my Adobe isn't working, and he has another computer. So, like for my chemistry class, I have to do kind of the same thing. So he does it for me and puts it on one thing. And so I was like, oh no, I read that. And then I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to write it on each page and wake him up to scan it again. And
do you see what we have to go through for you ladies? As husbands, we cook and we clean for y'all. And this, you know, and you wake us up. We're in deep.
I have to learn how to do it. I felt bad.
Yeah, for a minute. And it goes away, right? Yeah, I know how y'all are. See how y'all programmed. That's right. Pobrecito. I think you should give him like a 6-pack of beer. I'm just saying. Something. Some chicken or something. Something be nice.
I should, right?
I know. Nah, but you're not.
I'm not.
Yeah, we're just give him some chips. There you go. Go on, get out of here. Get gacho. All right. Wake him up right now. Oh, he's at work. Never mind.
He's at work. He's on lunch right now.
Yeah, he's gonna be grumpy all day today.
Oh no, don't say that.
Well. Yes. Belle, were you drinking something right now? You were drinking water or something.
Yes, I was.
I knew it. I knew it was alcohol.
No, it's too early.
No, not yet. Wait till finals. Then I got your test. Thank you. Okay. All right, folks. I don't know what that stain is. I think that's chorizo con huevo stain. I think. I'm not too sure. I will find out. I'll have to do a scratch and sniff, but I don't know what that stain is. Well, I can't remember if it was pizza or chorizo con huevo. Seriously, I think it was chorizo con huevo. How do you spell huevo? Huevo. Is that how you spell huevo? I don't know. Chorizo con egg. I don't know how to spell Spanish. Something like that. I don't know. Okay. So we were doing last time. Yeah, we're getting kind of stressed out. And that's okay. That's understandable. Okay, so we were doing some problems regarding the standard normal. And it required you to convert. Applications. Okay, so the thing to these problems, it's not it's not the actual math that's required that's going to be the difficult part. The difficult part, and I'm being serious, the difficult part of it is you reading the problem carefully and extracting the information. Okay, so that's the main thing. You need to read the problem carefully, find the, I guess, the main terms and extracting the information. That's the hard part. Okay, because everything else is going to be pretty simple. Okay, it's the same process. You do it over and over and over again. Okay, so the first thing you do when after you read the problem and you identify the main terms and is you always have to find the mu and the sigma. You guys remember what the mu was? Mu is the mean and the O is the standard deviation. You have to find those first. That's the must. You got to find those. Okay. Once you identify those, then you look at the problem and you got to find the probability. If they ask you to find, it's going to say find the probability. You got to look for those words. Find the probability. Probability. Okay. If you see that term, find the probability, you're going to write P. You're going to put the X. And then you're going to look for the words to describe, is it the less than, is it the greater than, or is it in between? Okay, you got to look for the words that go, it's got to be one of these, it's got to be one of those. All right, and then you put your number there, whatever the number is. Right. And then you start to do the process. You're going to convert. You guys remember the conversion formula? Again, there's no memorizing. I don't expect you guys to memorize anything. You just got to go through the motion and find those things. Does anyone remember the formula that we use to convert? Remember, this is real life. There is a formula that we used to convert. Does anyone remember it? You should have it tattooed somewhere in your arm or in your leg or in your husband's arm or leg. Somewhere. Anyone remember? It was Z equals X minus mu over sigma. That was the formula that we used. And then once you compute it, I told you guys where to round. You were supposed to round your answers to how many places? Do you remember? To 2 places behind the decimal. That's what you do when you do your conversion. Once you do your conversion, you're going to write your probability with a Z, and you're gonna keep whatever that symbol is, the less than, greater than, in between. And you're gonna put that number that we got from this conversion, and you're gonna put the answer boop, 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 right there. You put it there. And then once you have that, this probability set up, then you can use StatDisk. Use StatDisk to find the area. I'm going to put this in a little cloud. Lumpy Space Princess. You guys are familiar with Lumpy Space Princess? Who is Lumpy Space Princess? Anyone know? Anyone know who is Lumpy Space Princess? That stain is really bothering me. There you go. Much better. Right. And that's how the pattern's gonna go. Find this, find that, convert, do that, do that. That's the path that you're gonna do for all the problems, all of them on 6-2. You're gonna do all that process, all that. There will be another part. There's another problem in section 6.2 that we have to do, but it's backwards. But I have to show you all how to do that later. I just want you to be able to do this part first. We need to master this part first, and then I'll show you the other ones. All right, so let me wait a little bit while you guys copy that, and then we're gonna do a problem from the book. I'm gonna let you guys pick. Well, actually, I'll pick one. And we're gonna do an interesting one. Very, very interesting. Very interesting problem in the book. And we'll go through it together. You can see how it works. Again, it's not difficult at all. It used to be. We used to do things with the formulas, and that was a pain in my butt. But we'll go through it together. Oh no, I got another chorizo stain. Okay, you ready? Ready? Okay, here we go. I'm going to go to page 251, I think, in your book. Or 250. 250. There you go. 250. Okay, there's 250. We're going to do problem number 5 together. Okay. All right. Page 250, number 5. All right. So, who can tell me what is the mean and the standard deviation for number 5?
$100 for the mean and 15 for the standard deviation.
You are awesome, ma'am. I'm gonna give you a candy that I got from Halloween back in 1996. Okay, maybe not. It's probably an X-Lax now. Your mean is 100, standard deviation is 50. You guys see where she got that from? That's right, because it says it at the top. Okay, very good. That's right. It's right there. Usually on problems in the book, they will be given to you at the very top. So you got to keep an eye on that. Okay, now we got to find the probability. Now, in this problem, they don't tell you the probability in words. What they did here is they gave you the probability in a graph. All right. So the graph, it has a shade and 118, right? So I know that my probability, I'm going to put P parenthesis, and I'm going to put a 118. And so what I have to do is I have to put a variable. Do I put X or do I put a Z? And this is a real life problem. What did I use for my variable for real life? We used an X. You are correct, Haley. We're going to use an X. Now, what am I going to put in between the X and the 118 in parentheses? Is it the greater than? Is it the less than? Or is it in between? What shading? What part is shaded? Is it shaded to the from 118 left, or from 118 right, or is it from 118 in between? That is correct. Wow, how did you? Oh yeah, she put the little less than. All right, so if you guys get confused with the symbols, how do I show it? How do I show it? Okay, this is what a student told me in my other class. They said, sir, look at the inequality, the little point. You see the little point on the inequality? It's pointing to the direction of what's being shaded, right? The point is on the left, which means it's shading from 118 to the left. Like, I get it. I see it. So the point points in the direction of what the shading is taking place. Does that make sense? Is that correct? Should I tell them that's a good idea or nah? All right. So less than. All right, you guys tell me what to do next. What's the next step? What do I do after I create my probability? There is something that I have to do next. What is that process called that I have to do? Yes, someone said convert. We got to convert. Okay, we're going to convert with a question mark or with an exclamation, Haley? I think she put question mark. Convert. Okay, now she put WTF. Is that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, ma'am? I think that's what she meant by WTF. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. All right, I gotta convert. So I'm gonna use my formula. Z equaled X minus mu over sigma. Wasn't Erica doing this? She was like nailing this stuff. I think she's sleeping.
No, this was hard for me.
You woke up your husband and now you're all sleeping. I'm sleeping. That's the other way. All right, you're gonna help me. You're gonna help me plug it in. Y'all help me plug it in. What am I gonna plug in? What is my X value and what's my mu and what's my sigma? So X, made me yawn. X is 118. That's that number right there. Minus mu, there's my 100. 100. And then divided by 15. Right there. And then you take out your calculator and subtract and then divide. I'm looking for my calculator. What did I do with it? There's my calculator. I found it. Use the parentheses. 118 minus 100 divided by 15. gives me 1.2. 1.2. I didn't have to round it to 2 places because it cut it off at 1. So we're good. That's that part. Right. Okay. So now we're going to rewrite the probability. And instead of using X, we're going to use a Z. We're going to keep the symbol less than. And now the number that's going to go next to the less than now is going to become 1.2. Right? And right above it, right above that, I want you to put what side was shaded. It was shaded to the left, correct? It's left area. I always put that word on top because when I go to StatDisk, when I put in 1.2 in the first box, I want to look up the left area. Right, so now you're going to go to StatDisk. Right, and we're going to put 1.2 in, and we're going to look up the left area. I have to go to analysis. Probability distribution. Normal. And I put 1.2 there. And I'm looking for the left. All right, so there it is. It's 0.88493, but I have to have 4 digits behind the decimal. So that makes it 0.8849. Yeah, 8849. Or you can write it as a percent, 88.49%. I will switch my camera to my top of the toe. So you can see it. Now, the problem too is that some of y'all are very, very curious. You want to know why this, why that. Don't worry about the why. Just do it. Right? You let the statisticians worry about why and how did they develop this. Because if you can continue saying why does it work and how did they create this, and that's just going to block your learning. You just go with the flow. Just do it. Just go through it. You do that, 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 that. You just do it. Don't question it. Just do it. And don't question yourself either. Am I doing it right? Yes, you're doing it right. You're doing it right. Just do it. You just gotta have confidence in yourself. Just do it. 90% of the time you're right. And then when you get the confidence level up, you'll be 100% right. So just do it. Do it. And there it is. There's your answer. 88.49%. So you're gonna do that process. You're gonna continue doing this process over and over and over. We're gonna do that all day today. All day today before that whole cold front comes in. We're gonna do this all day, and you're gonna get it. You will get it. It takes a while, but you'll get it. Just repetitive steps. All right, now that was easy, right? When we did it together, right? When you do it together, it's easy. All right, let's do number 6. Let's see if we can do number 6. We'll do 6 a little bit quicker. All right, we'll do it quicker. I did this one slow because yeah, it's fresh. We'll do 6 together a little bit quicker. Where is it? All right, number 6. All right, so can anyone tell me what is the mean and standard deviation for number 6?
It should be the same for number 6.
You are correct, ma'am. You are correct. It is exactly the same, 100, and the standard deviation is 15, okay? Now, there's our graph. So I'm gonna write my probability. I'm gonna put a parenthesis, X, and then I'm gonna have to put, what symbol am I gonna put in between the X and the 91? Is it less than, is it greater than, or is it in between? What shading is taking place for number 6? Uh-oh. Oh. Greater than. Very good. It is greater than. Good move. Good move. Greater than. Yes, remember the point, the little point. See the green? The green is pointing to the right. So the inequality should be going to the right. That's right. That is correct. It is right. All right, convert. Let's convert. All right, z equals x minus mu over sigma. Let's plug in the numbers. So 91 minus 100 divided by 15. Green. I put that in my calculator. What did I do with it? Parentheses 91 minus 100. You got to put parentheses, folks. If you don't put parentheses, your number's going to come out all wonky. Is that the word y'all use? Your lingo, your generation, it's wonky. I don't know what the heck wonky is. Is that related to like Chewbacca? I don't know. Wonky. What does wonky mean? People, you youth, you millennials, what does wonky mean?
Wonka.
What? What? Wonka? Did you say Wonka? Like Wonka?
Willy Wonka.
Like Willy Wonka? Willy Wonka. Willy Wonka. I like the old version of that movie. Not the new one with Johnny Depp. That was stupid. Oh well, that's just me. All right, so Z, keep my symbol. It's negative 0.6. Use that same number, cover it up. I'm gonna put it in the top because the shading was on the right side. I'm looking for the right area. That's what that symbol is telling me. Look at the right area. Now you're gonna go to stat disk. Go to stat disk and put that negative 0.6, and I'm gonna look up the right area. Someone already got it already. Son, Wonka. That's not Wonka. That's totally different, man. That's totally different. Wonky, not Wonka. All right, here we go. I'm gonna put negative 0.6. And I'm looking for the right area. $72.58. I have to have 4 numbers behind the decimal. So that's 0.7258 or 72.58%. Okay, I'm going to check the answer in the back of the book. It is correct. it is correct. I will check it. I have the answers in my book, so. Continuous process, continuous process. The only thing that differed from 5 and 6 was the inequality. Less, left, greater, right area. Less than is left area, greater than is right area. All right, let's see. You guys good so far? I'm just trying to brainwash y'all. That's all I'm trying to do. Brainwash. Okay, let's do number 7. We don't need to do 8. All right, 7. Can anyone tell me what the mean and standard deviation is for number 7? That is correct. It's the same, sir. It's the same. It's 100 and the standard deviation is 15. That's right. Erica left. She got mad. Did you get the church's chicken for your husband after all, Erica? You took off.
No, I just switched from my phone to my computer.
Oh, okay. I thought you went real quick to the Quickie Mart. But
No, he has the candy from Halloween.
oh wow. Yeah, be careful because there's like needles and stuff in it. You have to be careful with that. I don't know why stupid people do stuff like that, right? Why do they do that? Well, we don't have to worry about that in my neighborhood because we only give rocks and bullets. All right, 7. We live in the south side, so yeah. We don't live like y'all in the Dominion, Stone Oak area. Is that where y'all live? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Sound like the guy from Storage Wars. Yep. You rich people. I live with the cartel. All right, so your mean standard deviation it's still 100 and standard deviation 15. Oh, look at number 7. This one is an in between. You have 2 numbers, so that tells you it's in between. So we're gonna write our probability P parenthesis 79. Remember Beyonce, to the left, 133. This is how you write the in between. Share. That is an in between. Okay, that's an in between. Okay, so we need to convert. Oh, but we have 2 numbers. Yeah, you're gonna have to use your conversion formula twice. You gotta do one for the 79 and one for the 133. So I've got to write my formula twice. One for that one. One for that one and one for that one. So it would be for the first one, 79 minus 100 divided by 15. And the other one's going to be 133 minus 100 divided by 15. That's my red pen? Okay, I have to calculate. I have to calculate each of those two numbers. All right, tell me what you get. Plug in those numbers and tell me what you get. All right, let's see. All right, negative 1.4 and 2.2. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't know, did I get that too? Yeah, you're right. I made you think. Made you doubt yourself. You're right. It is negative 1.4 and 2.2. Okay. Very good. Very good. All right, let's see. So now our probability becomes, now we're going to put these numbers back in. It's going to be negative 1.4 to the left, 2.2. Oh, this one's going to be the in between, which means that I'm going to look up the areas for both of them and subtract them. So I'm going to have to look up the area of 2.2 first, and then I got to subtract the area of negative 1.4. So I'm going to have to go to StatDisk, and I'm going to have to look up the lefts of each of those two numbers and subtract the two areas. All right, so I'm going to put the 2.2 first. Right, let's look up the 2.2 first, the left area of 2.2, and then I'm going to look up negative 1.4, the left area of negative 1.4. It's always the lefts. Is that a cat that I just saw? Yeah, is that a cat? Was it a cat? Oh yeah, it is a cat. Come here. Up, 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 up. Sit, sit, sit. You don't want to. I don't have the talent to with animals. They just avoid me. I don't know why. I have to tell you a story later about animals and me. Yeah. Well, it's not me, it's my wife. Well, it's by association, right? Okay, well. All right. So where is that? Okay. I'm gonna put 2.2. What's the cat's name? Kitty Cooks? Your cat's name is Kitty Cooks? Or puppy? What? Nymeria? Nymeria? Nymeria?
Yeah.
Nymeria.
Yeah.
That's cute. Okay, so I looked up 2.2 and I'm looking at the left. So 9861. 9861 is the area of the 2.2. And then I'm going to subtract. Now I got to plug in negative 1.4. And left area. 0.08 08. 0808. Oh no, right on the edge. 0808. I did hit it out of it, right? Yeah, 0808. Okay. Someday I'll get good at the Zoom thing. All right, there you go. The area of 2.2 is 9861. The area of negative 1.4 is 0.0808. Now I'm going to subtract those two numbers, and that'll tell me the percentage. 0.9861. 0.9861 minus 0.0808. 9053. Or 90.53%. Just to show you proof that we did it right. In the back of the book, I have the answers. You guys can't see it, but it's right there, right there. Zoom it. Shoot, man, this looks like me. Looks like my eyesight when I already had my fourth margarita. What the frog? It's 9053. You can barely see it. 9053. Yeah, it's right there. You see it? You can't see it clear, but it's there. It's 90. Anyways, that's what it is. It's well without clear. That's huge. 9053. There you go. Boom. That's what it was. So we did it right. We did it right. Okay. So there. That's how it works. So in the book, you will do one of them. Either the in between, the less than, or the greater than. All right. Now you guys are ready for a actual word problem. And I'm going to do with you all a very interesting problem. It's pregnancies among men. Weird. I'm kidding. It's famous. All right, we're going to do number in your book. It is number 31. Okay. All right. We're gonna do it together. We're only gonna do part A. Part B, we're not ready for that yet. That's the second part I was telling you about. All right, so you guys got the pattern of it, right? Okay, now let's do 31. Do it together. Durations of pregnancies. The lengths of pregnancies are normally distributed with a mean of 268 days and a standard deviation of 15 days. All right, who can tell me what the mean and standard deviation is? That is correct. Someone said 268 and 15 days. Is that true, ladies? Have you had a baby? Is that true? The duration of pregnancies lasts 268 days, más o menos?
I don't know about days, but I know it's like 40 weeks.
Yes. It's like an eternity, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen the movie Alien, ladies? If you haven't had a baby, have you ever seen the movie Aliens? It's exactly like that. Is that correct, ladies? Who had babies?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Except that they don't come out of the tummy like they come out. Yeah, well, I don't know, but yeah. You know, they're making now men have babies now. I'm kidding. Don't be thinking thoughts, Erica. Your poor husband woke him up.
I was gonna say that.
Now you're gonna have a. You should tell him when he's asleep, honey. Did you hear? Men can have babies now. He's gonna say what?
Wouldn't that be nice?
Well, I don't know what's gonna come out of. I'm just. Oh, hi,
Or it
mom.
has to come out.
Is that your mom? Oh, qué linda.
No, it's my roommate.
Oh, how cute. All right, cool. So mine came out nice. Wow. He was excited. The baby was excited. Wouldn't you be? Squirrel. I'm gonna go ahead and just pee. All right, that's a first. I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna write that down. Baby. Dang it, that was interesting baby. They didn't have a mustache, did it? You know, or because of the Takis growth hormones, no? All right, cool. All right, so in a letter to Dear Abby, a wife claimed to have given birth 308 days after a brief visit from her husband who was working in another country. Find the probability of a pregnancy lasting 308 days or longer. Dun, dun, dun. Uh-oh. This kind of reminds me of a Jerry Springer episode. Well,
Episode says that he should get a DNA test.
yeah. DNA test. Go get the COVID test. Let's find out. Yeah. DNA test. All right. Let's. What are we trying to find the probability of? Probability, is it less than, is it greater than, or is it in between?
Greater than?
Yes. Greater than what?
308 days.
You are correct. 308 days. We gotta see if the pregnancy lasts 308 days or longer, of course. So it has to be greater than. Okay, very good. Very good. Yeah, or longer. That's the part. Longer. So greater than. That's right. All right, good. Now let's continue. What do we do next? I already got my probability. I got my mean. I got my standard deviation. I'm going to convert. So z equals x minus mu over sigma. I'm going to plug it in like a Glade air freshener. 308 minus 268 divided by 15. And we compute. Oops, 268. 15. I got an ugly number. What do I round it off? I got 2.66666666666. Right. I only want two numbers behind the decimal, which makes it 2.67. That is 2.67. You can only put two digits behind the decimal. It's got to be 67. Then our probability, z is greater than 2.67. It's greater than, which means I'm looking for the right area. So now I'm going to go to stat disk and I'm going to enter 2.67 on stat disk and find the right area. 2.67. Where'd your cat go? Where'd the cat go? He's asleep. Yeah, I have cats too. I have one cat and she had baby kittens, and they're orange, but they're annoying. They're so annoying. And they're like already teenagers and they're still drinking milk from the mom. I'm like, really? Jeez. $2.67. Okay, I'm looking for the right. Oh, look at that. 0.0038. 0.0038. And all right. Or 0.38% chance that he is the father. Conclusion: you are not the father. Hijo, I thought I saw the Geek Squad often at that house. Man, that's sad. Oh, why is it greater than on the example? Oh, because it's 308 or longer. That means it's greater than. It said in the paper or on the problem, it said 308 or longer. That's what. 308 or longer. That means greater than. That's what that means. 308 or longer. Yeah, that was a tricky one. Yeah. 308 or. I don't know. I prefer watching Cristina than Jerry Springer. Man, Cristina was an awesome show. How do y'all agree? Did you ever watch Cristina on Telemundo? Dang it, man. That one wasn't that
Is
a
she
cool
still
show?
alive?
Yeah, she's still alive. I think. I don't know. And now I have to look. She was like,
You should still have a show. I like that.
Was
I didn't
she?
even know what they were saying back then, but it was good.
that's where you picked up the language, Spanish.
Exactly.
And they had the chanclas. Oh man, man. Now that was real. Those were real people. Now Jerry Springer and the Maury Povich, those were staged. I can tell you for a fact. I had a friend of mine who was studying to be an actor in New York. So there's the University in New York, I think it's called. Anyways, they have a contract with the university, and so their potential actor wannabes were asked to help the show. So they had to do internship, right? So they were in the show, and I could tell because my friend, he's not dateable. Let's just put it that way. And he came out with a lady with like 5 kids or something. I'm like, what? When did you get married? I didn't get married. It was staged. Oh wow. So yeah, it's staged. It was all staged. But Cristina, on the other hand, that was for reals, man. Damn, the lady would hit the men with the chunk. That was hilarious. Is it pouring? Whoa, yeah, that cold front's coming. All right, Haley. Excellent. All right, so Haley's getting the first part of the cold front. Excellent. All right, did that one make sense with the yeah, the wordings now, you're gonna have to write down little words to signify whether it's greater than or less than. The other ones are gonna be kind of obvious, but that one was kind of tricky because it said 308 or longer. So yeah, that was a tricky part. But you guys notice you're doing the same concept. You're doing the same steps. You find the mean, standard deviation, you do your conversion. It's the same, it's the same thing, same thing. All right, so that was A. We'll do B in a little bit. We're not ready for B. Coming soon for B. To be continued, to be continued. All right, we'll do that one. We'll do that one later. We'll do B in a little bit. All right, let's pick one. I want you all to look through your Libro or look through mine. And the word problems start on page 21 through 35, I think. All right, so which one interests you all? Do you want to do Navy pilots? Do you want to see Mickey Mouse? Eye contact? Jet ejection seats? Low birth weight? Or that's it? Which one of those interests you all? You want to do low birth weights, eye contact, jet ejection seats, Mickey Mouse, or Navy pilots? Which one do you want to do? You pick. Which one
Eye
interests
contact.
you? Eye contact. All right. Let's do the eye contact. That's a good one. Eye contact. In a study of facial behavior, people in a control group are timed for eye contact in a 5-minute period. That's kind of creepy. Why are you looking at me? Why are you looking at me? Don't look at me. You're giving me eye contact. Their times are normally distributed with a mean of 184 seconds and a standard deviation of 5.5 seconds. That's data based on ethological studies of facial behavior in non-paranoid and paranoid schizophrenic patients. Well, all right. Whatever, right? For a randomly selected person, find it from the control group, find the probability. Look, it's right there. There's the wording right there. Find the probability that the eye contact time is greater than 230 seconds, which is the mean for paranoid schizophrenic. Okay, interesting. Ever since the pandemic, we all had to wear masks, right? And then when you're walking around, people are looking at you more than 5 minutes. They're trying to figure out, what do you look like without the mask? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Isn't that weird? People look at you more than with the mask than without the mask.
That's how they are at work.
I know, they're like, yes, I have no teeth.
Honestly, that was the question they asked me, if I had any teeth, because I never took off my mask. I was like, no, I don't have any.
Yeah, I don't have. Well, I have that. It's all gums. It's all gums. Yes, I got buck teeth. You got a problem with that? Nah. Mind your own beeswax. All right, 25. Let's see. Do we have any paranoid schizophrenics in the house? Let's find out. All right, so in this problem, can anyone tell me what the mean and standard deviation is? I don't know.
The
I feel like
mean
you
is
guys are
184.0 seconds.
Uh-huh.
And the standard deviation is 55.0 seconds.
That's right. Are you staring at me when you're telling me this?
No.
All right. Just asking. That's paranoid schizophrenic. Look away.
230 seconds is a long time. I think people without schizophrenia would be paranoid if someone was just staring into their eyes for that long.
I think so too. I think people with paranoid, they would just look at you like for a second. Like, all right.
Yeah, and then they look away.
Yeah, like what I just did. Okay, that's why I take medicine. I take Vicks. All right. How would you write the probability? I know it's P parenthesis X, but what's gonna be my little inequality symbol that goes in that parenthesis? Let's see if you can
It's gonna
find it.
be greater than
That's right. Greater than what, ma'am?
230 seconds.
Very good. See? That's how easy it is. That's the most critical part of the problem is you being able to find the mean standard deviation and then finding the probability statement.
Sir, this
Oh,
one's hard. It reminds me of the last question on the test last night. I couldn't
you mean
yeah.
name?
Hmm?
Name?
No, the last question on the test.
Oh, if you were a tree, what kind of tree would you be? That one?
I don't think that's what it said.
Oh, I think it said, if you woke up your husband, would he get mad? That would be undecided. You put question mark. You're talking about the find the mean and center, find the
Yes.
I know what you're talking about. Minimum usual, max usual.
Yes, it was so hard. I kept on going back over everything that I had already done until like 1 a.m. and my eyes were all messed up because the day before I used this thing I bought from Amazon that's supposed to massage and heat your eyes. And then I woke up in the middle of the night and my face was all swollen. So I had to go to the eye doctor and she said it's scratched up like below my eyelids under there. Yeah. So then I was in the parking lot over here. It's a really bad parking lot where the HB Plus is on Petrenko in 1604. And my eyes were all messed up and she prescribed like steroids, but she had just sent it to the pharmacy. And then I was backing out of a parking spot and then some lady hit me. She ran into the back of my car. I was like, oh my God. And then all I could think about was the damn minimal usual and the
it triggered memory.
So I just come home and I can't even see. And I was working on that problem, trying to like do it different ways because I felt like I wasn't doing it right.
Wow. Well, no pun intended, but someone gave you ojo. Get it? Ojo. Yeah. Literally, right? Ojo. Yeah. Rub an egg. Something. Dang,
these
girl,
are all
what
confusing.
happened?
These remind me what we're doing right now. It reminds me of the last question last night.
Oh, well, that's nice. Well, that's a good thought, isn't it? I'm just saying. You're fine, man. You did the hard part. This was the hard part. That, and that part was the hard part. The other stuff, it's here. You help me out. What do I plug in? You tell me what to plug in, because you know it.
I don't know it. Let's see. I don't know it. Well, so then what would? Oh yeah, and then over standard deviation. So then, so it would be 230.0.
Very good.
Minus 184.0.
Yeah, you got it.
And then over 55.0.
Yep. Very good. Very good. Okay, now you're almost done. You almost got the problem completed. Okay. I got an ugly number. I got 0. Ooh, this one came out wrong number. 83,636,3636. Blah 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 blah. It came out wrong. So I only want 2 behind the decimal. So that would be 0. What?
84.
84. Boom. Okay, very good. it's a continuous pattern. Keep. Now let's put in the top. Do I look up the left area or the right area when it's greater than? Left or right?
The left.
Close.
Oh,
Which way
see,
is the,
Haley got it right. I got it wrong. I
Which
always
way?
mess up there.
which way is the little point on the little arrow going on the inequality? Which way is it pointing?
Oh, I see. I had it the opposite. I do that a lot.
Yeah. So you see the point, the little point on the inequality is pointing that way, right?
So that's when it's to the right.
Correct.
Okay.
You can do this too if you want. Look, make it an arrow. Make the inequality an arrow. And it's pointing that way, that right
Okay.
area. Huh? I
That
just thought
helps.
that. It didn't help me, but it helped you. That's all. All right. Good. Right, Haley. Right. Right. Okay. Now go to stat disk. What am I gonna put in stat disk?
Mm.
What number do I
Wait, so would we put, shit, I don't know.
You're close. You're close. You're
Mm.
close. What do I put in stat disk? What number do I put in the stat disk?
So are we gonna subtract the mean and the,
We
Oh,
did
no.
that already.
okay,
We did that already. We did the subtraction already. Hold on, let me put it up again. It's not clicking. We did the subtraction already.
Hmm.
We did that. We did that. Now I just need to go to stat disk, and now I got to put the number in. So what number do I put in the little window?
so is it gonna be 0.84?
That's correct. Okay, now we gotta find the answer. Where would the answer be?
To the right,
Okay, so your answer would be,
0.245,
you're close.
or, uh-oh.
You're close. You got the number right. You just need to round it right.
Oh, okay, 0.201.
Close. Keep
Oh,
going.
no. Well, we only round 3, right? Or 3
Close.
to the right?
4. 4 in this
Oh,
one.
okay.
The final
Okay,
answer is
so 0.2005.
bam. Very good.
No, but sir, it took me like 10 tries.
Alright, it's okay. Hey, look. I'm gonna show you. You don't have to, again, you don't have to memorize anything. All right. I have everything, every detail about rounding and what to do on the notes on stat disk. But notes for stat disk for chapter 8, chapter 6. Hold on, let me find.
I didn't know that. I've been going over the sections of our lecture trying to like, oh no.
Yeah, it's right here. Look, they're all of the instructions and everything word around. I even put it in highlights for y'all, so y'all can have it there.
Okay,
But the thing is, you have to print that.
that's fine.
Have it handy, because if you don't, then you'll have to memorize it. But it's all there in the notes for chapter 6, stat disk notes. Okay, so you have it, and I have all the details how to do it.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's in the modules?
Yeah, go to modules.
Okay.
Go to modules, and then go down to where it says resources, right? Course, where is it at? Course resources, right here in the middle.
Okay.
And you go to notes for stat disk for each chapter. And I have them all for each chapter. You just download it.
Okay.
Download them all.
Thank you, sir.
That way you don't have to memorize. I don't want you to memorize anything. Just go through it. Okay. So think we finished. Part A for 30. So you don't have to, you guys do not have to interpret it. But I'm gonna show you how you interpret the problem. So let me see, I'm trying to find the problem. This was the eye contact, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to interpret it, this is how you interpret it. 20.05% of the people surveyed had eye contact more than 230, was it seconds? Was it seconds? I don't remember.
Yeah, it was seconds.
20.05% of the people surveyed had eye contact for more than 230.0 seconds. That's what that means. So, yeah, it's quite a few. 20.05. That's what that's saying. That's how you interpret it if you wanted to interpret it. But you guys just have to get the percentage. Shall we do one more? And then I'll show you the part 2 of it. That's all you have to do for 25. That was it. They just wanted the 20.05. I'm checking the answer. Yep. It is correct.
Can we do the birth weight one now?
Which one?
The birth weight, the low birth weight.
Yeah. Are you talking about the 31, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many of you all were preemies? Anyone in the house that was a premature baby?
I was, but I was still like regular size. My son was.
Really? How early?
34 weeks. Yeah, he was little. There was a baby next to him in the NICU though, and she was really little. It was like so hard to see, but she was moving around like if it wasn't affecting her, and she was so little, maybe like 2 pounds or 3 pounds.
Oh, wow.
And she was doing like what she needed to do.
Interesting. Yeah, I stayed in my mom's belly for a while. I was comfortable.
She had to evict you, sir.
Yeah. I mean, how can you deny free food and free entertainment in the belly, you know? Yeah, time to come out. I was already like 4. I got comfortable. All right. Okay, let's do the low birth weight. Very interesting. Cases with preemies. I can't get the, there it is. Okay, you wanted the low birth weight. Was that 29? Yeah, 29.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so this one goes to the next page. Okay, that's right. All right, 29. The University of Maryland Medical Center considers low birth weight to be those that are less than 5.5 pounds, or they measured it in grams, 2495 grams. Birth weights are normally distributed, go to the next page, with a mean of 3152 grams and a standard deviation of 693.4 grams. All right, right off the bat, what is the mean and standard deviation?
The mean
they
is
wanted in grams.
315. Oh shit. 3152.0 grams.
Yeah.
And then the standard deviation is 693.4 grams.
Okay, forget the 0. Okay. Part A. If a birth weight is randomly selected, what is the probability that it is a low birth weight? Okay. I need to go back to the previous page because you're telling me what the probability is. Probability or what? I think it was a previous.
Oh, wouldn't it be 0.05 or less? Or no?
Let me see. Let's go back. Okay, it has to be, okay, say it again. What is the probability have to be? It has to be P parenthesis X is what?
Less than 0. I think it was 0.05.
Not 0.05. Try again. I got the less than. You're right. There's the less than. I can't get it.
Oh, right here it's 5.5.
Or they don't want it in pounds. I think they want it in
Oh,
grams.
so they want it. Okay, so 2495 grams.
Yeah, 2495 grams. 24.
So, sir, so on that one, if we like say we're doing it on our own, if we did 5.5 pounds, it would be wrong, right? Because they want the grams.
Right. What I mean, you could use the 5.5 pounds, but you're gonna have to change the mean and the standard deviation in pounds.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I would, if your mean and standard deviation is already in grams, I would leave it.
Okay.
Leave everything in grams. Yeah, because otherwise you'll have to do more work. And you don't have to worry because on these, I think they gave you both of them. So I think, yeah, I would be safer if you just use everything the same.
Okay.
Grams. 693.4. Okay, very good. So you got the less than. All right, now we're going to go ahead and convert. All right, let's convert. Let me write down my formula. Let's convert. So Z equals X minus mu over sigma. Right, and we plug in the numbers. What's your X number?
2495 or yeah.
Yep.
2495.
Minus
3152.0.
Okay.
Grams.
And divided by
693.4.
all right. I wrote it in a different color. My bad. It's supposed to be red. Okay. All right. Keep going.
Let's see. I have to get my calculator.
Get your calculator. You don't caca now, you calculator. 1.2.
Oh, I got a negative.
Negative
So
what?
negative 657.
Oh no,
Did I put one of the numbers wrong?
I think I did.
I don't know, sir. My eyes are all messed up. It's probably me.
I think I did. Okay. So 2495 minus 3152 divided by 693.4, right? Okay, do it again.
So negative 657.
No, I got negative 0.95.
What in the world? So what did I?
Did you put the 295?
I put it first. Yeah.
Okay, so you did it first. Okay, so hit enter once you subtract them. Did you hit
Oh,
enter?
okay. You did it all together. See, I do it step by step. I think
Yeah,
that's what's
yeah.
bad.
Okay, so do 2495 minus 3152. Okay, so you got that. Yeah, you got 657, correct?
Yeah, and then divide it,
And then
right?
yeah, and then divided by, yeah, sorry, 693.4. All
Okay.
right, there you go. There you go. Okay, so you had it half, right? We just didn't divide by the 693.4. Okay, cool. Now you got it. What was it? Less than? Less than?
Yeah,
Okay, now when we go to stat disk, are we looking up the left area or the right area?
the right area.
Try again.
Are you serious? Oh shit.
Uh-huh.
I see it. Yeah, the arrow's pointing to the left area.
There you go. Left area. You were close. You do the opposite now.
That's 50%, so it doesn't count.
Yeah, 50%. Yeah.
That's like flipping a coin. Mm-mm.
Flipping an unfair coin. All right, now let's plug in negative 0.95 in stat disk. Doesn't want to work. Negative 0.95. And I'm looking for the left. 17, it looks like it's 1712. 0.1712. No, 1711. Sorry, 1711, right?
Yeah.
1711. 17.11%. Very good. Okay. You guys have questions? Are you kind of getting it, more or less? The storm is coming. Haley, is it still raining where you're at? Okay, now there's hail. What? Hail no. Hail no. As long as there's no cars flying or any debris flying, you're good. All right. Okay. Now, you're gonna ask me in a little bit, how do you know when to do this procedure? How do you know when you read the problem that you have to go through all the steps? Okay, well, when you read the problem, it says find the probability. If you see the term find the probability, that means you have to go through this procedure. Okay, you have to do that. Now, there's another part that you're gonna have to do. It's gonna be a little bit different, okay? It's gonna be a little bit different. So I'm gonna go back and do the problem that we did, number 31. There was a second part of it. And that's where I was bringing up about the premeets. And this is 31 part B. Let me show you how to do, how does this differ than the ones that we've been doing right now? Okay, so again, you guys are gonna have to find your mean and your standard deviation. You got to find those. So we already knew that our mean for the babies, 31, was that it was 268 for the mean, and the standard deviation was 15, right? But if you read part B, it says, if we stipulate that a baby is premature, if the duration of pregnancies is in the lower 3%, find the duration that separates the preemie babies from those that are not preemies. Premature babies often require special care, and this result could be helpful to hospital administrators in planning for that care. So if you all go to different hospitals in San Antonio, every one of those hospitals has a different I guess what's the word? They have a different scale that they go by to determine whether a baby is considered a preemie or not. They all have a different, it's off by a little bit. What's considered, what's the cutoff date to consider that baby to be premature? All of them have different ones. They're different by maybe like a decimal or something, but they're all different. They're all different. They're the way of interpreting whether a baby is premature or not. So that's what they want you to do. They want you to figure out what is the cutoff number of days to consider a baby born to be considered premature. So that's what we're doing. So notice on B, they don't say find the probability of, right? They gave us, what did they give us in the problem? There's only one number that they gave us, and what number is that?
3%.
They gave us a percentage. So if they give you a percentage, this is what you're going to do. Given a percentage, you're going to have to draw a graph. You're going to have to draw your normal, your bell-shaped curve, all right? You're going to have to draw a bell-shaped curve. And we're going to have to figure out where to put the 3%. Am I going to put the 3% on the left side, or am I going to put it on the right side? Am I going to put the little line there and make this 3%, or am I going to put the line here and make that part 3%? And you think about it, premature babies, where would it be at? On the left or on the right side?
On the left.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah, because it's the lower end. Lower is on the left, higher than the right. So here's what I want you to do. On your graph, put lower on the left and put the word upper on the right. Put below on the left and put above on the right. What else am I thinking? High here and low. Okay, put those words, all right? So that way you know where are you going to put the little line. So you said low is over here. So you can put your line there and you're gonna put 3% there. And you're gonna shade this part. Okay, so anytime they give you a percentage, you're gonna have to do this. And you have to look for the words. This problem said low. So that 3% is going to go here. If it said high, then you put it on this side. You put the line and then you shade that side. All right. You're going to put that there. You're going to label it 3%. And you're going to change it. I want you to change this number into a decimal. How do you change 3% into a decimal? Anyone know? Is it 0.3 or is it 0.03? correct. You're right. It is 0.03. Get your 3 divided by 100. And you get 0.03. Why do I have to do that? Because what we're going to do is we're going to get this number and we're going to put in stat disk, but we're going to put it on the second window, the one below it. And your goal is to figure out what the z-score is for that percentage. For stat disk, you're going to put 0.03 here on the second window, not this one, not the first one, but the second one. You're going to put 0.03 and you're going to get the z value, and the z value is right here. Look, right there, that number right there, that is going to be the z number, and you write it down. You don't round it, just write it as it appears. -1 point, what is it, 88079. You write it down. You put your 0.03, you get your evaluate, you get your z number, and you write it down in your papelito. Okay. Now, you're going to use a new formula. This is a brand new formula. You don't have to memorize it. But I'm going to give you the formula. Here it is. X equals mu plus z times sigma. This formula will give you the real life cutoff value. I gotta move this down so you all can see that I have all the numbers that I need to plug in to figure out the real life cutoff value. And I can share with you where they got that formula from. This formula, that formula came from this formula. All they did was they solved for x. I'm not going to show you because that's algebra. They multiplied both sides by sigma and they moved the mu over, and that's how they got that formula. It's just rearranging the letters, but that's the formula. All right, so now you have all the numbers. You guys tell me what to plug in. What do I plug in into my formula? What's my mu number? Anyone know what the mu number is? Oh, sorry. Had a mock on it. So it would be 268 plus my z. There's my z right there. Look, this is my z number. That is my z number. So I'm going to put -1.88079 times my sigma, which is 15. You're going to plug in 3 numbers, right? And you put it in your calculator. And tell me what it is. If you plug it in into your calculator. If you didn't get it, tell me. And I'll tell you what you made a boo-boo on. Is that what you guys got? 239.78815?
I didn't. I got 282140.
Okay, tell me what you typed in. Tell me what you typed in your calculator.
So I typed in what was in parentheses first, and then I like put that on the bottom, and then of that parentheses, and then I added 268 to that
Okay.
number.
Okay, so when you typed in the negative 1.88079, what negative sign did you use? Did you use a minus?
Oh yeah, I did.
Did you use that or did you use that?
No, I used the minus because I was using my phone.
Yeah. You want to go ahead and use the negative, but
Okay.
negative 1.88079 times 15. Because then it's going to think it's subtract.
Okay.
And you should have gotten that.
No, my calculator sucks. It says error 1 to quit or 2 to go to.
You said
I
two
don't know.
digits.
I don't know why I didn't do it.
What kind of calculator do you have?
I had a bougie one, sir, but in the beginning he said don't use it. So I got the TI-84 Plus.
Oh, TI-84 Plus?
And you know what? Last night when I was doing my homework, it kept doing that when I was trying to do the square root. It kept on taking me to that error. I don't know if I was pressing something wrong.
Yeah, okay, let's try it again. So on this one, this is the one you have, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna hit this negative first, and then put 1.88079, and then times 15. Now, try not to, don't use this minus anymore. You're gonna use the negative. And you should have gotten negative 28.21185.
Yeah, 2821. Yeah, I got that.
Okay, now add, and then just put plus, and then you put your 268, and then just put plus 268.
Okay. Oh crap, I deleted it. Oh my god.
It's okay.
Okay, hold on. I got 239.78815.
Yep.
Okay.
That's how many, that right there is the cutoff. Any baby born before 239.78815 days, any baby born before that cutoff date is considered a premature baby. Any baby above that amount is considered full term. Of course, some of them do what? They round it up to make it what?
239.8.
Or they just make it a whole number, right?
Oh yeah.
And just say 240 days. Right. So that's where it differs. Just like you said, some of them rounded up to 239.8, some of them rounded up to 240, some of them rounded up to 239.79, some of them rounded up to 239.7881 or 2. They all differ. So yeah, some of them say 240.
Okay.
So that's why they differ so much, is because of the rounding part. All right, so don't use this one, ma'am. Don't use the minus no more. You're gonna use the negative sign. All right, so that's how you are going to handle the ones where you're given a percentage. Now that was 31B. Let's do the ones that we did before. I think it was the one about the low birth weight. We did the one about the low birth weight, didn't we? And we did, there it is. We did part A. We didn't do part B. Find the weight considered to be significantly low using the criterion of a birth weight having a probability of 0.05 or less. Right, so notice on B for 29, they're not telling you find the probability, are they? They're asking you to find the weight. So you see how they gave us a percentage or they gave us a decimal. Where are you going to put the 0.05? Again, you're dealing with low birth weight. Where would you put the 0.05? We're doing 29. I forgot. What was the mean and standard deviation for 29? The mean was 3152. Your standard deviation was 693.4 grams. All right, and we're doing part B. So tell me, my furry little friends, where do you put the 0.05? Low birth weight. This one, we didn't have to change it to a decimal. It already gave it to us in decimal. Where do you put the 0.05? Do I put it here? Or do I put it there? I can't put it in both. Where do I put the 0.05? Correct. You guys understand why the 0.05 goes there? Because look at the description of what the problem is talking about. It's talking about low birth rate. Right? So there's your 0.05. I think it was 0.05. Was it 0.05 or 0.5? I think it was 0.05. I think. I don't remember. 0.05. I was correct. 0.05. 0.05. You tell me what to do next. What do I do next? 0.05. What do I do? How do I find the Z number? You tell me how to find the Z number. What do I do on StatDisk? What do I do? I don't like writing in pencil. Right, we're gonna put 0.05 on the second window of StatDisk, right? You go to normal distribution, you're gonna put 0.05 there. And you guys tell me, where is my Z value number? What is my Z value number for the 0.05? That is correct. Negative 1.64485. Hey, where do I round this number off? Does anyone know? Where do I round off my Z value? Anyone know? Anyone know?
I thought we don't round this one, sir.
That's correct. Ay, qué linda. Very good. Do not round. That's right. You are correct. Don't get all mad. Jeez, man. No te esponjes. All right. You remember the formula that I'm going to use. mu plus z times sigma. Right? You tell me what to plug in. What do I plug into my formula? Very simple. I like these. These are my favorite ones. I can do these all day long. I don't like the other ones. The other ones take too long. But these are easy. What do I plug in? I hear papers.
Sorry, I'm gonna mute it now.
Okay, you're good. Oh, that's interesting. I see there's two of you that are relatives. iPhone and iPhone. One's upper and one's lower. Two different families. That's hilarious. All right, so your mu is the 3152, right? Plus, there's my z. Times 693.4. I want to use x, but the times, but there's x. I don't want to get confused with that. So that's why I put a dot. Dot's right. All right, now plug it into your accumulators and you tell me what you got inside. Plug it in, plug it in. Uh-oh. That was a good year. That was a very good year. Let's see if y'all know what answer you guys got. It was a good year. It was before the pandemic. That's what I got too. Yeah. That was still in high school. No, I'm kidding. No, I was just kidding. Get it? LOL. LOL. I was still in high school. Get it? LOL. Get it? LOL. LOL. Grams. You guys can round it off wherever you like for your x. Sky's the limit for y'all. Y'all can round it off wherever you want. You don't have to round it off. If you don't want to, if you want to, you can go ahead. I'll leave it up to you. You may round to whatever you like. Whatever you like. It don't matter to me. Oh, someone left. Who left? Someone left. That means the storm is pretty weird. Ooh, wow, we're losing a lot of people. What's going on? What the frog? Are you getting high winds too, Sabrina, at your house? Yes? Kite weather. Oh, look, the kitties are flying. How nice.
It's pouring really bad.
No. Why do y'all have the luck? Y'all in the north side. Y'all are so lucky. We get nothing in the south side. Can't even get a library. That's sad. We got nothing. Well, we got Traders Village. So we have. Okay. Okay, cool. Did that make sense? They're very precise on the location of the graphs when you do percentages. It'll tell you low or high. So you shouldn't have any problems with it because I already did all of them. So let me tell you on your homework what's going to happen. Right. So on your homework, each problem, you will do one of these where you're given a probability. You do all that jazz. And then the second part, you will do one of these. They alternate. One of these, one of those. That's how they work. All of them work like that. Now I'm gonna warn you guys, there are some problems. Let me show you, just to give you an example. You have to be careful because this is where the reading part of the problem comes into play. For example, when you're doing 21, 23, 25, they're going to give you the mean and standard deviation, but way before those problems. Like look at 20, it's right above 21. They're giving you the mean and standard deviation for men's and women's heights. All right. Now, when you read the problem, you need to make sure that you write down the right mean and standard deviation for the right gender. For example, like 21, look at 21, it says find a percentage of women meeting the height requirement. So you have to use the women's heights, not the men's. Yeah, because then it's gonna come out all funky, right? So that's where I'm telling you, I'll have to be careful with. Use the right numbers when you're doing these problems. Okay, now we're going to continue doing this process over and over and over and over again until you turn blue. Because we're going to do the same thing in section 6.4. Now the thing with 6.4 is we use what they call the central limit theorem. You're like, oh, great, we're doing math. We got to do a theorem in math? No. So I'm going to ask you guys, do you want me to share with you the theorem? Or do you want me to lower the theorem and make it understandable so that you understand it in real life terms? You want it in math terms or real life terms? What would you like? Excellent. We don't have any math majors in here? Dang it. All right. Let me share with you how it works. All right. So here's how the theorem works. Where do y'all buy your coffee? Do y'all buy coffee? Where's the best place to buy coffee?
Dutch Bros.
What?
Dutch Bros.
Dutch Bros. Where the heck is that at? Is it like in Military Drive, Pleasanton Road?
I think it's on Potranco, I think.
They just
Really?
made one over here by us. I think it's by Potranco in 1604.
What is it called again?
Dutch Bros.
Best
Dutch, D-U-T-C-H?
Dutch Bros.
Uh-huh.
Dutch Bros.
They say it's real good.
Yeah, I recommend it. It's not just coffee. They have like infused with like Red Bull and stuff, and they have a lot of stuff. It's pretty good.
Do they have like chocolate, like La Belita chocolate? No?
Mm-hmm.
Do they? No, they don't.
Tastes like
Probably. Do they?
I think it tastes like champurrado or like how do you call it?
Purga?
Horchata.
Oh, what? Is that like a purga?
Horchata.
Stop calling me names.
It is good. It's good for the weather outside right now. It's cold.
I bet. It's not cold. Just air conditioners on outside. Come on.
No, I let my dogs outside. No, but they came back in.
All right, Dutch Bros. All right, I've never heard of it. I don't think we'll ever have one of those in the South Side. We barely got a Starbucks. Barely got one. Barely.
Lies, sir. Y'all have Starbucks like in every corner over there.
No, No, we don't. In the South Side, no, we only have one. There's only one.
I know it's like a
One.
Valero. They even have
It's
them
a
in, like Targets and stuff.
Valero. Wow. They have to ship it. That's sad. They have to ship it from Starbucks. Here you go. It's only like a cup. There you go. Sorry, we're sold out. Wow. All right. So Dutch Bros. All right. So you know why they're so good? Because it's probably the coffee bean that they use that makes it so good. So, so Dutch Bros is considering, because they're doing well, they're considering a new type of coffee. Okay, new coffee. And this coffee is imported from India or South America. Okay, and it's $50 a cup. $50 a cup. All right, and it's imported. Now, this coffee bean, and this is a true story. It's a coffee bean that they get the coffee bean and an animal. I don't know if it's a monkey or it's a lemur or something, a cat or something. They consume the coffee bean, and then their stomach kind of like their enzymes does something to the coffee bean, and then the animal poops it out. And then someone gets the coffee bean and cleans it and then grinds it, and poof, there's your coffee. Have you heard of it?
No.
So that sounds like the way they make drugs or something now.
No. They're gonna call it cappuccino or crappuccino. Would you buy it?
No, sir. I'll go to the Valero.
It's true. You guys look it up. Look it up in the internet. I want you to
I'll
look
make
up.
it at home.
Yeah, look at it. Research it. I don't know what it is. It's an animal. They only eat like fruit, or I don't know what it is. Some cat or something. And it's true. They do sell it. It's 50. Because I know from experience, we went to Peru and they asked us, "Hey, you want to try it? It's exotic." Like, are you kidding me? No. Oh no, it's chocolatey, it's nougaty. I bet it is. Want to get the squirts, but yeah. So let's say that they're gonna advertise. So you as a marketer, you have to go see whether the public is gonna want to include it in Dutch Bros or not. So how do you market it? How do you go about testing the product to see if consumers are going to like it or not? What do you have to do? Well, don't you have to go to different cities and test it, right? So which cities would you choose to see if this product is going to be a go or not? Which cities would you choose? It's got to be highly populated cities.
New York.
New York. All right.
California.
California, like what city?
LA.
LA?
Yeah, there you go.
LA. Okay, where else? Give me some other cities.
Here.
What'd you say? Mirror? Did you say mirror?
It's in here.
Oh, Helotes? What? Helotes? I didn't know how to spell Helotes. Helotes? Sure, that's fine. Where else? Gee, that's a metropolis. Yeah, it is a metropolis. Where else? Someone put Laredo. Wow. Okay.
China.
Where? You said
In
China?
China.
I don't know about China. No, we don't want to go there. That's right. We don't want to go to China. They probably do it, but they don't clean. They skip the middleman. They don't clean the bean. How about Las Vegas? You didn't do Las Vegas. Chicago.
I forgot that existed.
What, Las Vegas? You didn't know Las Vegas existed? Where else?
I forgot.
Oh, you forgot. Let's see, where else? Oh, Houston, Dallas, right? I don't know about San Antonio. All right, Dallas. All right. So what you do is you find the mean and standard deviation for each of the cities. For each city, you find the mean and standard deviation. Ah, it's an O. Piggly O, right? Right, Moraima? The Piggly O. Great. Got that thought in my head now. Okay. So you gotta find the mean and standard deviation for all of them. And then what they do is they take the average of all the means and they take the average of all the standard deviations. Average of all means, and they take the averages of all the standard deviations. And here's the symbol for it. The mean, the average of all the means is abbreviated like this: mu x bar and sigma x bar. You take the mean of the means and you take the mean of the standard deviations. The more cities that you test, the more bell shape the graph becomes. That's what the central limit is. You want to get as many samples as you can and take the averages of all the means, so that way your graph ends up being a normal curve. So that's why when there's a new product out, they have to test it, and you have to test it in a lot of locations, because otherwise that's not going to tell you whether or not that product is going to be a go or not. So I don't know, for the looks of it, I don't think you guys are going to get the Cacachino, right? You're going to pass on it, or you're going to go ahead and try it out? What would you do? Would you taste it? If I give you $100, would you taste Cacachino?
No.
How about $1,000?
Just stick to
Pass
Dunk,
it.
it's cheap.
Maybe 100,000.
Oh, gosh.
Más con un frijol.
You guys are no fun. I didn't try it either. I was like, nah, I'm gonna go ahead and pass. I don't trust that animal. I'm gonna stick with the abuelita chocolate. That's some good stuff. Yeah. So that's what the central limit theorem is. So the central limit theorem has rules. And that's as far as we're gonna get today. Central limit theorem. They have requirements. Okay, so what the first one, the problem must state that the distribution is normal. Okay, it has to say that on the problem. And the second thing is that N has to be 30 or more samples. In order for you to do a precise study, and this is for anything, if you go for your master's or doctorate degree and you're doing a study, your study has to be 30 or more samples. Otherwise, your study is not valid. So those are the requirements for the central limit theorem. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the same steps that we did for the previous section, the 6.2 that we did with the word problems, but it's going to be modified a little bit. And so I'll show y'all how to do that on Monday. So Monday we'll show you how to do it. It's the same, similar steps to section 6.2. Very similar. So we skip 6-3. We don't do 6-3, people. I forgot to tell y'all. We don't do 6-3. We skip it. We go from 6-1, 6-2, and then we go to 6-4. So nothing's gonna change much from what we did. I'll show you all the modification on Monday. All right, so let's go to what was the name of the place? Dutch Bros, and ask them. I dare you to ask them, hey, can I try your cappuccino? See what the reaction is.
I'll ask them. I have friends there.
There you go. I don't have friends, but yeah, go ask. Ask them. They're gonna say, what the heck? Yeah. Go see what they say. All right, guys. I'm gonna let you out early today. Well, I could do overtime. But yeah, enjoy the weather. Go get your hot chocolate.
Bye. Stay warm.
Yes.
Hey,
Open up
everybody.
the window. It's just
All
air
right, thank you, sir.
conditioning. It's just air conditioned outside. Come on. Bye. Savannah, do you have mocos still?